So at first, I thought about upgrading this Mother Spider deck using, my own card pool. So that would include URs such as, Access Code Talker and Foolish Burial. Foolish Burial can dump Gokipo to search Resonance Insect, and then Goldsark can banish Resonance Insect to send Gokipo to search Resonance Insect. And, Called by and Cross Out at the very least to beat Ash Blossom. But then I thought, nah, F it, YOLO. Why don't I just play the most budget build possible? Just to, because what's really the point of playing a budget build if you're just gonna make it expensive with your own UR cards anyways, right? If you want to play a budget build, it probably means you don't actually have the means to play a better deck. So why don't I try to emulate the full budget player experience by playing the baseline cheapest version of this deck and see how it actually performs. Okay, that was the idea behind this video, and that means that this build is the same as the one that I showcased in the budget deck, the budget deck video for the Xyz Link Festival. Explanations can be found there, but yeah, it's just 3 Gokibo, 3 Impulse for Rescue Ace Fire Attacker. It's pretty funny. The 1 Big Insect for the Gokipo, the 3 Baby Spiders, the 3 Guard Mantis Extender that pays 1k life points, 3 Resonance Insect, 3 Mother Spider Splitter, Godarla, Small World Bridge, and Small World Search Target, Doomdozer, triple Dark Hole, the free Raigeki you get, triple Insect Imitation, triple Hey Trunade. Honestly, basically as good as Heavy Storm and Duster. Can't complain. This is a pretty nice budget option for spell and trap removal. Pot of E, because without the extra deck URs, you only really need 3 cards in your extra deck, and then Small World, Twin Twisters, and the Forbidden Droplet from a bundle. This is the most expensive card in the deck. This is the only card that you have to pay gems for because it's from a bundle, which is 750 gems. But you should probably get this anyways. And the extra deck, Tarantula, Pain Gainer, 7 Sin. That's all that matters really. You gotta. Oh yeah, and Beetrooper Armorhorn. Okay, I'll show a combo involving Beetrooper Armorhorn. This may not be obvious to everyone, so playing the deck. So I'll show you how to OTK with Armorhorn. It basically involves if you don't open Thunder Spider, but if you open Resonance Insect plus an extender like Guard Mantis, or if you say you special summon a Mother Spider and they have an Imperm and they fire off the Imperm or they fire off the Veiler preemptively before you activate Mother Spider, then normal summon Resonance Insect into Armorhorn also lets you play around Imperm that way. Although if your opponent, if they know you're playing this deck, they really should not Imperm Mother Spider Splitter, okay? You should always wait until you go into Ravenous Tarantula and Imperm Ravenous Tarantula so that you guarantee live. Imperming the Mother Spider Splitter is a mistake. That allows you to play through a hand trap for no reason. Yeah, and then random link 3 that you probably never go into if you don't actually run access code, which this build is not running. So yeah, let's see how this build plays. Alright, so this is probably going to be the most complicated line you'll need to know on how to OTK with this deck. And it involves Resonance Insect plus an extender, which is a Guard Mantis. Okay, so this is going to be really weird. So first of all, we got to get the Resonance Insect. So it's this Goalkeeper, right? Plus Guard Mantis. So here I will... Normally your opponent would have back row, so this would be a lot more simpler, but I am going to discard Goalkeeper to pop my own Hey Trunade. That way, when Gokipo gets sent to the grave, you get to add a level 4 or lower insect monster, or you get to add level 4 insect monster hand. So there's a Resonance Insect. So here, Resonance Insect plus an extender like Guard Mantis. Okay, so you normal summon Resonance Insect, you special summon your extender. Then you link these 2 off into Beetrooper Armorhorn. This will trigger Resonance Insect. You will search your Mother Spider Splitter, which you can't special it because you control an Armorhorn. However, you can use Armorhorn's effect to tribute summon your Mother Spider Splitter with the Beetrooper Armorhorn. And there you go. That's how you get Mother Spider, search it, and that's how you get it to the field with the Beetrooper Armorhorn. And that's the most complicated line you'll need to know how to get the Mother Spider Splitter. And afterwards, it's just Mother Spider Splitter OTK. So how you do this is You just summon 3 baby spiders out. And then 1 baby spider will sack itself to make the other 2 level 10. Then you go Ravenous. And you can go Pain Gainer if you want, or you can just go straight to 7 Sins. Does not really matter. Here we'll go straight to 7 Sins. And then Baby Spider effect. Detach the Ravenous Tarantula. You keep in mind that Ravenous Tarantula and Pain Gainer have effects that can wipe the field too if your opponent has monsters, face-up monsters. So you can use their effects, but when you detach them, make sure you detach a Baby Spider. Make sure you always keep Ravenous Tarantula equipped so you can play around something like a DD Crow or a Bestial or something. Even though they would have DD Crow or Bestial the Baby Spider engrave, but like, I mean, we'll pretend, we'll give our opponent the least amount of opportunity to read and like get out of a situation. But yeah, now you have Ravenous Tarantula and you have a 7 Sins because we used the Guard Mantis too against we paid an extra 1,000, so paying 7 Sins at 8,500. Normally it would be at 8k, which is still enough. And because we started our game, our turn with Armor Horn, you can also use Armor Horn. So banish 3, which will summon Armor Horn, and then this will trigger Resonance Insect. And then because it was banished, you can send another insect to the grave, which normally you would send Gokipole, but Gokipole, and then that could trigger to summon the big insect. But since we started our turn with pitching Gokipole for Twin Twisters, we already triggered it. But yeah, it's fine. So now hopefully our opponent doesn't have something annoying. Yeah, 15 or less attack position. Nice. Attack position. Coalition form. Yeah, good. Nice try, AI. Obviously, that is way over 8k damage. So, yeah. So first of all, I gotta say that the matchmaking this event so far has been absolutely hilarious. Because the quality of decks that I queue into with this Mother Spider deck with 0 URs, it has been like vastly different from the quality of decks that I queued into with the 8-Ax. Oh, you'll see. So like, case in point, my opponent was on Evil Eye. First of all, Evil Eye. Second of all, did not open a way to Surzeal. So their play is Cattlebat. What is this? Cattlebat Pass. Nice. That's a solid 0 interruptions right there, man. I'm like literally getting coughing babies with this, with Mother Spider. It's great. And yeah, so Hey Trunade 1 gets negated by Evil Eye Retribution. And imagine, when was the last time you saw like a Hey Trunade get negated? But yeah, anyway, here comes the second one, and you can return that to your hand. And now we get the Kaiju, and then Guard Mantis Insect Imitation. So yeah, this is more a demonstration of like the simple OTK. So you get like the 3 Mother Spiders, then 1 Mother's, but the 3 Baby Spiders. Whoa, you don't get 3 Mothers, you get 3 babies. That's how it works. Then send 1 Baby Spider to make these level 10. Go into Tarantula, go into Pain Gainer because I want to clear Godarla. Although honestly, it doesn't matter which one. Both Godarla or both Pain Gainer and Ravenous Tarantula's effects could have taken care of this anyway, so it didn't really matter which one you go into. But if you go into Pain Gainer, for example, detach 1. Then go into 7 Sins. Make sure you keep the Ravenous Tarantula again equipped to the Xyz. That way you get to play around like a DD Crow for some reason. And then yeah, you get to summon back the Tarantula, and then your 7 Sins is 8,500, and that's game. So yeah, that's man, that's it's not a high point for Evil Eye players. I'm sorry. So here's the actual most common deck that I queued into, and ironically, so I have the Live Twin field spell, but they're the one playing Live Twins because this is the Live Twin Loner. So obviously, with when people play the Live Twin Loner, they also tend to not do exactly optimal plays. For example, normal summon Evil Twin Lila, first of all, revived the Kisa kill, and now they're locked into Fiends. So I'm like, cool, I guess I don't have to worry about Gigantic Spright. I'm not sure why you would lead off with this, but yeah, now you summon Lila, and now you summon Spright Blue, and now Spright Blue can add the carrot, but like, and then you go into Trouble Sunny, so they end up getting, like, this is an okay board for the loner. Like, they have Spright Carrot plus Trouble Sunny, which is a pop and a draw, and then this back row, which is most likely not a very good back row, because there's some, this is probably like some kind of GG easy, some kind of shit, but yeah, I mean, if they just led off into Gigantic Spright, they would have had the same amount of interruptions. Possibly, no, they would have had more interruptions. They would have gotten a Jet from deck, which would have added the Smashers, and then so on and so forth. It would have been a lot better than, like, this. But, you know, you can't expect people picking up a loner deck the first time to play it properly, even if it's a lifetime loner. Anyway, that was a good draw. So, Dark Hole, I was just gonna Kaiju the Spright carrot, because they didn't even make an elf, so they can't even revive the carrot after a Kaiju, but I just drew the second Dark Hole anyway, so yeah, after the first Dark Hole, I'm gonna, so this is a very bad play. This is a, you should just Godarla, I should have small rolled away the Godarla. I realized after I small rolled away the Goki Pole that there's actually no line from Goki Pole into Mother Spider, so this is the dumbest thing, this is the dumbest line I've ever probably ever done in my history of Master Duel. So I small worlded away my Mother's Spider Splitter in deck to add a Resonance Insect, okay? And then I set the Resonance Insect, and then I Dark Hole my own Resonance Insect. So, in case you're not aware, Dark Hole plus Resonance Insect is full comp. So this does work. I didn't need to do this, you know, this was not necessary on my part, but I did not. This looks very, very BM that I fucking searched the Resonance Insect just to Dark Hole my opponent's field. I promised my opponent I didn't mean the BM, I just messed up my small world line, so I had to resort to that. But yeah, if you hard open Dark Hole and Resonance Insect and you didn't mess up your small world line, you can still get to combo this way. But yeah, that's just a very funny interaction I wanted to show. But yeah, against the Live Twin Loner deck, this deck is actually pretty. This deck is honestly pretty decent against the Live Twin Loner deck. Because you have board breakers and because you can search a Kaiju, the Live Twin Loner deck doesn't put up too much interruption, so you can actually play through their board and then OTK them. So yeah, and the Loner deck seems to be pretty popular so far, so yeah, this is still, at least early in this event, this Mother Spider deck doesn't seem like a bad pick. So now, let's head over to the other side of the spectrum, which is 8 axes. So, the last deck, the Mother Spider deck, had exactly one UR, which was from a bundle that you only have to pay 750 gems for, okay? This deck also only has one UR from a bundle, but it also has 36 other URs in the deck. So, yeah, out of the 59 cards between the main and the extra deck, 37 of them are URs. One of them, you could say 36 because one of them is a bundle. And that's not including the trade-ins, which trade-ins come from a structure deck, so you don't have to count that. My trade-ins are not from a structure deck. I hard-crafted these myself years ago, so I haven't bought the structure deck yet, so I'm still rocking with trade-ins that cost me nice 30 UR each. Yeah, you can tell I was really pleased when they released the structure deck with the trade-in reprint. Yeah, this is 8 axes. This is basically the much more competent version of Mother Spider. You could say it in a way, because this is also a blind second Xyz based deck, but instead of being one-dimensional, you know, you have the entire rank 8 toolbox with you. So rank 8 toolbox isn't just an OTK machine, you know, it's not just Numeron Dragon, but you also have removal in the Ingirsu, and you also have a Zeus option. In fact, multiple Zeus options. In fact, you will quite oftentimes you will go through 2 Zeus in your games where you don't OTK your opponent, because you will go into one Zeus that has 5 materials. Your opponent fails to clear a 5 material Zeus after they get their board broken, because I mean that's honestly it's asking for a whole lot to be able to play through a Zeus and like lose your entire board in the process. And then you can attack into your opponent again with the 1 material Zeus, and then play another Zeus on top of it, and then you have another Zeus activated for your opponent's turn. And like usually your opponent will crumble by the time they get through 3 Zeus activations. So even if you don't OTK your opponent, you have the Zeus control option. But yeah, this is basically just the best level 8 extenders plus the best board breakers in here. I've been waiting for like a format to play this deck in that where the best deck wasn't, where the most played deck wasn't exactly like Fire King Snake Eyes or Tenpai Dragon, because playing against those decks with 8 axes is no fun. Okay, I don't want to play the coin flip simulator with a go second deck versus Tenpai, and I also don't want to play a deck that relies on destruction effect board breakers to, you know, versus Fire King, which, you know, you dark hole your Raigeki, then they're like, ha, they're very funny anyways. But yeah, though neither of those decks are in this meta, so are in this event for that matter. So yeah, now this deck can rain terror on your opponents. You know, I'll show you some replays. My opponents put up some pretty disgusting boards against this deck, and they didn't matter. I killed them. I won those games with plenty of gas to spare. But yeah, so in terms of I guess we can go over some of the engines. So Dogeron, first of all, you might be wondering, why no Gamma Seal? Okay, so Dogeron is optimal. Okay, the UR Kaiju with 3k attack is optimal over Gamma Seal, because you want to give your opponent monsters that have more attack, because your Alpha, the King of Master Beast, can summon itself where your opponent has words. Well, the monster your opponent controls have more attack than the monsters you control. So by that logic, you want to give your opponent the highest attack monsters possible. So giving them a Kaiju lets you summon Alpha a lot easier than giving them a Gamma Seal, because you give them a Gamma Seal, then you summon a Thunderbird, you summon a Gizmek, you summon any extract monster, then it locks you out of summoning Alpha. However, if you give them a Dogeron, which oftentimes you will give them Dogeron off of Interrupted Kaiju Slumber as well, unless you're playing against Dinos, because that's very funny that this is a dinosaur, so it kind of gives them something to pop with UCT and like protect with Misk. But besides against Dinos, right, you usually give them Dogeron, and that way when your opponent has Dogeron, you can summon a Thunderbird, you can summon Dingirsu to clear a field, you can summon, you know, any level 8 monster besides Bigfoot, and then your opponents will still have more attack points on their side of the field, so you can still summon Alpha afterwards. So yeah, this is why Dogeron, the most expensive Kaiju, is also the most optimal Kaiju, so that kind of blows. And it's a level 8, because obviously it's an 8 axis deck. And Gadara is the level 8 Kaiju with the second most attack. And then you have the two level 8 dangers, which you know, they're just big level 8 extenders that even if you miss them, at least they're removal. And combine them with Trade-In, and then you actually have actual removal plus Pot of Greed. Also, Trade-In plus Gizmek Orchi is Pot of Greed. Like Trade-In is just Pot of Greed. Okay, that's what it is. It's Pot of Greed for this deck. You have like 10 good discards off of the Trade-In, and if you have multiple Kaijus, you can also just discard a Kaiju, because you can only summon one Kaiju and control one Kaiju anyway. So yeah, this card, this deck runs like 4 copies of Desires. Even though Desires is limited, you actually have like additional 3 copies of Desires. Plus Triple Tactics Talent, which the most used effect with Triple Tactics Talents is to draw cards, because you just want to draw gas. Drawing gas is actually better than taking your opponent's monsters, because you could draw 2 extenders with Triple Tactics Talents, which is better than taking just 1 body from your opponent. But yeah, Change of Heart, 2 Change of Heart, because I'm a poor fuck, and I can't, and I know, like, I have this entire deck, but the 3rd Change of Heart is where I draw the line, because I do not own the 3rd Change of Heart, so my bad. Yeah, you might, Dark Hole Dragon, yes, Dark Hole Dragon. Also, low key, I think triple Dark Hole Dragon is optimal. Like, no meme or anything, but this is the free extender if you have the destruction effect. So, between Dark Hole, Raigeki, Interrupted Kaiju Slumber, Thrust to search any of these, plus Danger. No, it doesn't trigger off Danger Bigfoot. It triggers off a destruction effects that don't target. So, Dark Hole, Interrupted Kaiju Slumber, Raigeki, Thrust to search these, plus Hyang also does not target. So this also triggers Dark Hole Dragon. You have like so many ways to get this out of your hand, which basically means that this is a free extender. The thing is that this can also summon from the grave, so that's why it's neat. It's one of the better extenders. actually in your deck, because this can be discarded off of your danger. You can pitch this for trade in, and then you can still revive it later and use that extender later because it summons up from grave. It's like an additional copy of Gizmek in that sense. So yeah, this card never breaks when I draw it, and honestly, I kind of want to draw this card more often. You know what I'm saying? But I don't. Again, if I don't have the UR for the third Change of Heart, I probably don't want to spend it on the Dark Hole Dragon yet. But we'll see. And then Deep Sea Diva, you might be wondering why I'm playing Deep Sea Diva. There's no synchros in here. You can't make a Baron with this. You can't make Chang with this. Well, I mean that doesn't matter. Most of the time, you're making Mannequin Cat with this because. Deep Sea Diva is Mannequin Cat. Mannequin Cat essentially just rolled us any level 8 monster from your deck. Most of the time, you want to summon a Dark, and then you get Gizmek out of your deck, which is extremely broken because then you summon Gizmek out of your deck without using Gizmek's effect, which means that if you exceeds with this, detach Gizmek, you can still special summon the Gizmek again with its own effect. So Deep Sea Diva into Mannequin Cat to summon back a Dark monster essentially can give you a double extender. Plus, Mannequin Cat is a rank 2 Xyz, and Numeron Dragon gains attack based on number of Xyz monsters turning on the field. If the only Xyz monster you control with Numeron Dragon is Draglubion, Numeron Dragon has 9k attack, which means that you need a 1k or less attack position monster to OTK your opponent. If you have Mannequin Cat on the field, then Numeron Dragon goes to 11k attack, which means that you can OTK through any 3k or less attack position monster, which means that you will OTK through any kaiju you give your opponent. So that's key. So Deep Sea Diva is actually low-key just the best level 8 monster in the deck. Secretly. I know it's a level 2. No, this is actually, Deep Sea Diva actually just says it's any level 8 monster you want from your deck. Plus, give Numeron Dragon an extra 2k attack. That's the text of Deep Sea Diva in this deck. And also you can go Downer into Zeus too. Because, why not include Downer? Because there's not like you have synchros anyways. And yeah, of course, triple tactics, the triple tactics talent, the triple tactics thrust, and then 2 red reboot because I'm also poor. I also don't own a heavy storm. I know that this deck just exudes like poor player energy here. So instead of the heavy storm, and they ban lightning storm, so we're rocking the 2 red reboots instead. Which there was like one game where I had the dumbest interaction with red reboot, which I guess you'll see later. And then the extra deck. So obviously you have the staples, the Numeron Dragon, the Draglubion, the Mannequin Cat and Downer we went over. Hope Harbinger, literally never make this. This is just. The only purpose for this is to be attached under Numeron Dragon. This is the most expensive Numeron Dragon material. I don't think I've summoned Hope Harbinger in literally over a year in this deck. And I've had this deck this was like the 3rd deck I ever made, and I've summoned this maybe once, maybe twice total in like the entire 2 years plus I've owned this deck. So yeah, this is just a very expensive Numeron Dragon Xyz material. Sanaphon. It's the thing, like the Graveyard Floodgate, it doesn't come up as often in the Xyz Link Festival because this isn't the format for it. This was mainly in here for like when you're playing against Snows and you're playing against Tyr and like a bunch of those types of decks, or Fire King for example. Like you want to start out the grave, but like in here, you summon this is bait for negation. That's basically it. And then you can also, or most of the time, you just summon this, you overlay a Pain Gainer into it, and then overlay the 7ness over it, and then you make Zeus. Like, you never actually use this effect in this format. Galaxy Eyes is just a generic monster negate. If you have Extendars, you can make this plus Draglubion. That way you're protected from something like Nibiru, and also you gain extra attack on the Numeron Dragon, because you have an additional Xyz on the field. Dingirsu is Dingirsu. Zombie Vampire. Zombie Vampire basically lets any 3 level 8, anytime you can get 3 level 8 bodies on the field, Zombie Vampire is guarantees game, because you can just Zombie Vampire mill a 3rd mill additional level 8 monster, and then that plus your spare level 8 can make the Draglubion, so then you have enough ranks on field for game. Also works very well with the stealing cards, because you can any monster you steal from your opponent that has a level can be treated as level 8, so you can just take your opponent's monster, overlay in the Zion Empire, go from there. Hyang, it's a board wipe and a spell trap removal, so it's like it's 2 in 1. A 2 in 1. Sorry. I said that. Pain Gainer, just Zeus material. 7 Sins, just Zeus material. But it also has 4k attack, so this attacks over anything as well before you go into Zeus. So you can actually sometimes preserve your Zeus activation, because most likely, even if you don't kill them, you probably cleared their field of most of their monsters, and then you can attack 7 Sins, attack over their final monster, then go into Zeus. Then you have a double activation Zeus on the field. And then, the double Zeus and then the Typhon. And you don't really go into this. You don't want to go into this, because obviously you're trying to kill your opponent, and this kind of... But anytime you summon Typhon, you're probably not killing your opponent, but, synchros are banned, so, it is an option. So, keep in mind what I was queuing against with the Mother Spider deck, okay? And now that as soon as I switched to the expensive deck, this is my first matchup. My opponent's playing a fully blinged out, fully royal/glossy dinosaur deck that opened Ground Xeno plus Fossil Dig, plus they already opened Mist. They already opened Mist. They didn't even search Mist off the Fossil Dig. So they already had it. So yeah, there's the Mist, and this is the full combo dinosaur board. We went from a bricking Evil Eye deck and a Live Twin Loner into full power dinosaur, opening full combo. And they summoned Catapara. By the way, I think this is hilarious. They literally just printed a card that power equipped Giant Rex. This is literally Giant Rex with upside that can special summon itself on occasion. Now, it does have 600 most attack, but I mean, I don't think the attack is the reason why you run Giant Rex, right? Anyways, things are happening, and we get all of this stuff. So my opponent makes the fatal mistake of making a Abyss Dweller, because I blinded second, and for some reason they thought that my deck was going to be hurt by Abyss Dweller. Honestly, I'm not going to lie, if this was a log yet, might have been a bit harder. But as of right now, this looks pretty disgusting, right? Ultimate UCT, Doka, Dweller, plus Lars. But yeah, thank you for triggering. By the way, I just want to say the Dweller was like doubly bad. 1, because it doesn't do anything against my deck, and 2, it triggered my Thrust. So anyway, take this Kaiju, and now you have no more spell and trap negates, and now I'm gonna Thrust. First of all, I should have just changed of heart the Doka. I didn't realize that this was so broken that I could just I didn't realize that I could use Doka's 2 monster negates on my for myself at first. So yeah, this was a mistake. I could just play into an Ash for no reason, but they didn't have Ash, so never punished, right? And I just go into Paw Desires because halfway through I realized that I could just take the Doka with the change of heart, and now, yeah, nice board. Nice board. What happened to your board? Your UCT just gets checked by the Doka, and I normal summon these two Diva. Diva summoned out the second Diva, and I realized that I don't even need the Diva. I don't need to go into Mannequin Cat, because there's already a level 2 rank 4 Xyz on the field. So as soon as I make Numron Dragon, it's gonna have enough attack anyway. So I just use my trade-in, and then special Gizmek and special Godarla. Don't even need to go Mannequin Cat, summon back a dinosaur to summon back the Dogaran from my deck. You just make a Numron Dragon. It already has 17k attack. Sorry, it has spoilers. It has 17k attack, and yeah, attack over everything. So yeah, that was a full combo Dino board, literally broken by 2 cards. So okay, maybe Dinosaur wasn't exactly, maybe it wasn't that impressive considering, but I thought that was pretty funny. All right, so next game, we lose the coin this time, so my opponent doesn't know that I'm on a blind second deck, and surprise, they're on Dinosaurs. So apparently, Dinosaurs is just like a tier 1 deck in this format. Apparently, which I mean, it's not surprising. I'm just surprised that so many people actually own Dinosaur, considering the cost of it. But yeah, anyway, they're gonna do their variation of the combo, which my opponent has once again a Royal Misk. They have Royal Dinosaur cards, but I feel like my opponent did not optimize their lines of play this time, because they went into Spright Elf, and then Elf summoned back the baby Ceratosaurus, and then they used Double Evolution Pill Banished from hand, which I guess it doesn't matter because it's a driver. Like, I mean, they're not really that mad that they had to banish driver from hand. But usually, I think there's a way they didn't have to do that. And now end phase goes into this, so yeah, they end on Tanker top plus UCT, which I'm like, yeah, this is 2 interruptions plus you're protected from targeting, but like, there's no Logia, there's no Doka, there's no Lars. Like, granted, none of those would have mattered because I have the Kaiju plus Dark Hole combo anyways. But I mean, this board should have been more. I feel like, you know, Dino exports chime in, but like, this is definitely not what you should end on when you have open Fossil Dig and other stuff, right? But yeah, anyways, since they don't even have the Logia up or the Lars, I just Dark Hold them. It's like just Dark Hold. It's a nice field you got there. And yeah, this is gonna trigger both baby Ceratosaurus, which are the both babies. You know, I popped both babies for them. There's a Firefly joke in there somewhere. I'm not funny enough to think of one right now. But yeah, they get a Misc on field and insert another Misc, which is kind of annoying because, well, not really annoying. If I had a change of heart, it would be annoying because then I couldn't be able to change of heart their stuff. But the Misc in hand doesn't really do anything because I can just give them a Godarla special, the Alpha, summon itself back, summon the Godarla back to their field, special the Alpha, special the Dogeron. And here, this is kind of awkward because I don't have enough bodies to directly go for an OTK. So I have to use Zombie Vampire to try and hit a level 8 and then summon the Gizmek for the second rank 8, and then that would be enough. But as you can see, we get hit by the Ash, so unfortunately we couldn't play through the Ash, which, you know, sometimes when you don't open any spell cards, like I opened 4 monsters, ideally you want to open some gas, like either some tactics, one of the triple tactics cards, you know, a draw card, Slumber also would have been nice because that would have given me an extra body. All of those, drawing any of those things would allow me to, you know, game my opponent through the Ash. Unfortunately, my hand only had 4 monsters and none of the power spells. So we're going to we're going to plan B, going to Zeus. And Zeus, hopefully this back row isn't an imperm, because if it's an imperm, it's going to really suck, because look what I'm going to have to do. So my opponent, that is an imperm, and I'm going to have to red reboot the imperm on my opponent's turn so that they can set a second imperm, so that my Zeus is still alive. I know this still doesn't do anything because my opponent has a Misc in hand, but you know, we're trying here, okay? It's better, you know, red rebooting the reboot, at least forcing out the Misc is better than like them doing their combo and then also having the Misc on top of it. So yeah, they're gonna do their combo again. I think they misplay because they didn't kill me. And yes, summon the Meteorus, and there's no synchro, so at least being a tuner doesn't matter. Summon this, a Frostosaurus, and then here they're gonna make Lars. So, you know, I figure I might as well fire Zeus now. I know everything's gonna get protected anyways, but if they make a Lars, I wouldn't even be able to fire off the Zeus. Then they would all have their board plus the imperm as well. So I might as well get rid of the 2 imperms. You know, one of them I gave them off of the red reboot. I can't believe, like, that was the most dumbest use of red reboot like you'll ever see. But it wasn't even incorrect. It was just a very unfortunate situation. And yeah, here's the Lars as mentioned, which now they make Lars and I don't get it, because now, well, I don't know why you need to make Lars. You can't get over the Zeus, okay? So in fact, they made Lars literally just to attack into my own Zeus to go into their own Zeus. A very, very high value, and then they're over after dies, and then they go to let it pass to my turn, use Zeus now, play into Thrust for no reason. By when have you seen 2 Zeus animations at once? So anyways, we top deck a Slumber, so this is game. You know, give them a Kaiju, and then I special summon my Gizmek, and I can't kill them still because they have too much life points. They're at 7,200, so a Newborn Dragon, even at 9k right now, is not game. But I will attack over the Godarla. I give them, you know, do some damage, and then main phase 2, they have a Misc engrave, but that's their only form of engine left. So we're just gonna make Galaxy Photon Lord that checks the Misc, and anytime I negate something, the Gizmek's gonna go in the grave, and then the Gizmek plus the Galaxy Lord is gonna push for game next turn anyways. But yeah, the Galaxy Eyes negate the Miscellaneousaurus, puts the Gizmek in grave. They're gonna tactics, draw 2, and draw into nothing, and then Well, I mean, they better draw enough. They literally went through all 3 myths, by the way. The 8-axis is not a deck that's supposed to grind with their opponent. Okay, you're supposed to either OTK them or supposed to break their field and then put them on no resources left, so that 1 Zeus is going to be enough to seal the game. What this happened this game was my opponent went through all 3 miscellaneous Saurus in a Dino game. When was the last time you saw a Dino player lose after resolving miscellaneous Saurus 3 times? So here, another game. We're going second, obviously, and our opponent's on Mathmech. Now this is like weird crack headline. So they normal summon Diameter to summon the Gakiri out of their hand, and then special summon the Addition. I don't know why they summoned the Gakiri. Like I don't know what the point of this was right now. Like you didn't need to do that. You didn't need to reveal me that you had another extender. Not that it matters, I don't run hand traps. But yeah, now they make a Allen version protected from with a negate because of Diameter, so it protects itself from Imperm, which is that's a bit cursed. Not gonna lie, hard making Allen version with a Diameter. And then they go Mathmech and they go the Sigma Male, which summons back a Sigma Male, then inserts the Super Factorial. And yeah, this is full Mathmech combo. And yeah, get back to Diameter, go into Link Decoder, yada yada yada. There's one solace in this is that, okay, well that was weird. I don't know why they made the Heat Soul so early, because they definitely had enough extenders to be able to, like, they definitely could have made Terahertz plus Heat Soul if they just went to Transco Talker. Like, there's no reason why they got the Heat Soul that early, but now all they end on is a Terahertz, which it's okay because Terahertz doesn't have. Obviously, there's no save for it, and there's no pack bit. So the only thing that gets value out of Terahertz is sending the Aggregator, which is like a very slow time negate. It's not a big deal. And I'm not playing Tenpai, so I don't really care about the fact that my effects are negated during the battle phase. And also, it is unaffected because of the Gachiri, so that's kind of a little annoying. I didn't pay attention to that part, so you're gonna see this play where I interrupted Kaiju Slumber them, and then I realized, oh wait, I can't. Well, that's annoying because now I also can't Kaiju Terahertz because now I gave them a Kaiju with off the Slumber. It's just still fine because, like, honestly, I don't really care about this, but yeah, I'm trying to bait, trying to see how far I can dig. I draw into a trade in, send a Gizmic Orochi, send back to Orochi, see if I can bait anything. Still nothing. Okay, so we're gonna go into Dingirsu. This will surely bait out the Imperm back there, like surely. Right? And no, it actually baits out the Veiler. So that's even better for me because the Veiler makes my triple tactics live, and now I get to draw 2 cards, and I can dig more into my deck. So we drew 4 cards now. Drawing the Thrust, nice. Thrust is gonna get that Duster with the quickness. I don't care that they can change Super Factorial. I really don't. They don't. Again, Terahertz cannot send to the save room, so all my spells are free to resolve, and yeah, now they're going to go into Super Factorial. It's fine. If all they have is a Laplation after all this, as a form of interruption, this can play through that easily. Nice droplets and nice crossout. So they're going to send one of my 2 Bigfoots, and then send my Dingirsu, which is fine. I'll just use the other Bigfoots, send the Regeki, and then see what I draw into. Draw into a Deep Sea Diva, so I'm going to Thunderbird, pitch the Deep Sea Diva. Course, draw into Dark Hole, deal these 2 into Sanaphon. Fun fact, Sanaphon has gains attack for each monster in the graveyard, so this Sanaphon is actually unusually large because my opponent filled up the grave for me. So now they're going to Firewall Dark Fluid. I thought they were going to send Aggregator, but they sent this Dark Thoughtscaper. I don't know why they sent the Thoughtscaper right now. Yeah, I don't quite get it. Also, their Sigma is banished. I don't know if they could have prevented it or something, but yeah, their I don't have to worry about the Sigma follow-up. So I'm like, well, 1 Zeus clears this then. So we're going to go into Pain Gainer, and we're going to go into 7 Sins just to do the most damage. Attack over the Laplation. And main phase 2 go into Zeus. And this is effectively over, because we're going to go end phase, pass to my opponent's turn, because this Terahertz is being protected by Gachiri, but now that it's past the turn, it's no longer affected by Gachiri. So we're going to Zeus 1 time, clear the field. We're going to Terahertz, which doesn't really matter. Whatever they send a Mailmine, but their field gets cleared. And then they have 1 card left, and this 1 card is going to get cleared by Zeus again. And then on my turn, even if I can't kill them next turn, I'm just going to switch this Zeus to attack. attack once and then overlay my second Zeus on top of the Zeus. That will give the Zeus another activation. So yeah, he has to deal with 3 Zeus activations on top of this. Even though I didn't kill him, Mathmech is not playing through 3 Zeuses after losing their entire board. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I got enough points to get to the mate space, which is honestly, this is probably the main thing that I want from this event, to be honest. But yeah, let me know if you guys are also playing the Mother Spider OTK thing, whether it's because your budget requires it or because you want to troll people. Both are valid reasons. And yeah, if you're not interested in playing either of these decks I showed in this video, go check out the other 2 videos I made about decks you could play for the Xyz Link Festival. And don't worry, guys. The extra Zero deck video, X0 Festival videos are coming out soon, because I know this is the one event where people are gonna struggle with finding decks to play for more so than this event. So stay tuned for that, and thanks for watching.